pairing woo with art this week as we go into a 5-day art retreat with Melody Ross. You guys, she's been guiding people through the healing power of creativity for decades and helping them to see the beauty within so they can see beauty everywhere. Take Janine. She's our skeptic for this episode, and she's been hiding from the world for a while now. But here she is, stepping into a room full of strangers, using art as a way to remember who she really is, to be bold, to shine again. Oh, and me? Well, I'm already triggered. The idea of sitting for 5 days, 8 hours a day doing art, pushes every button. Because deep down, I don't believe that I'm an artist. That old voice still whispers, "You're not creative enough. You don't belong here." But maybe that's exactly why I need to be here. To let go of the stories that say I'm not enough. To see what happens when I stop judging the process and just create. In this episode, we'll explore how creativity helps us heal. Meet the women brave enough to show up and discover what happens when we stop trying to be good and just allow ourselves to be real. So honestly, I'm really actually laughing at myself because out of all the things that I've done on this show, I'm most nervous about the thing that I'm going to do. It's art. Yeah. Art, healing, transformational work using the medium of art. And for some reason, I have convinced myself for a long time that I am not an artist. And so I am so getting in my head. Now, our skeptic, Janine, loves art, thinks it's fantastic. So she's super excited. Little does she know that this art is actually going to help her process probably old emotions that maybe she doesn't want to address. We're going to go find out. But in the meantime, I just imagine myself at this art retreat, and this is what I think it's going to look like. I don't know. My mama used to call me Picasso when I was little. She said I was a great artist. But I am looking at this. I've spent hours on this piece, and I'm just not seeing much talent here. The only thing I've got going in this picture is you know who the girl and the boy is. I'm anatomically correct. I got that right here. You got some titties. You got a little pee-pee there. But 5 days? 5 days of this? I don't know. It's time to talk to Janine, our skeptic. I want to find out what kinds of resistance and fears and anxieties are coming up. So let's go talk to her. For you, this just feels very natural. The experience itself doesn't sound like there's a lot of resistance there. For me, that's where the resistance comes from, because I'm going to be right next to you this entire 5 days. And I have somehow convinced myself that I am not an artist. And I've very much shied away from it for a long, long time. But for you, I'm curious. Coming together with 18 people you don't know, is there any sort of resistance that's coming up for you at all?
I do have a little bit of anxiousness because I feel like the older I get, the more shy I get for some reason.
Interesting.
So I feel like I'm kind of quieting down. I used to be the loud person in the room. They were always like, "Oh my gosh, Janine's here. You can hear her."
Yeah.
But I feel like as I've aged, I've just kind of gotten a little more shy and stuff. But I am excited to get up to know all the women. I tend to put up a wall sometimes and not feel my emotions. But I wanted to come and do this because I felt a little bit of stagnation in my life, and I want to pull myself out of it and just create the life that I have been wanting to achieve. I had a pretty major surgery in 2024, and it just kind of affected me emotionally a lot.
Yeah.
So I had neck surgery, and it was really hard, and I felt alone a lot. I was at home alone a lot. And I feel like I want to grow my career, grow my community, find my tribe.
Mm-hmm. Now let's go talk to the star of our show, Miss Melody Ross, who is going to guide us on this transformative experience through using the medium of art.
I promise. People get so they get so in their head about art that it's hilarious. And yeah, I know, you already are. I know. So what happens is I take people through this several different exercises, and they can kind of see how they handle doing new things in their life in general. So not only are we doing some really therapeutic activities to help kind of redesign our beliefs and write a new story, you know, in a really artistic way, but also we're going through processes together as a group that you'll kind of catch yourself going, oh my gosh. Because really, honestly, like, think about it. It's what we're mostly using. We're using like a $6 canvas and maybe $4 of paint. It's not going to ruin your life if you ruin a painting. This is not ever going to be about the end product. It's about what happens to you while you're creating it. So really, we go into a complete flow state when we get into a creative space.
Right.
And so what I do is I do so much prep work ahead of time. You'll see. Inside your bag is like everything you need to not overthink this and to be able to just get into the flow state. So I have playlists that I play during specific parts, really specific activities that we do. And then a really, really important part is creating safety within the circle of women, because also a lot of women have woman wounds. They have mean girl wounds.
Oh, sister wounds. Deep,
yes, very,
deep.
very deep.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine getting all of these women together that are flying in lots of time from all over the world. They don't know each other.
Yeah.
And then you have to make something right in front of them.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Talk about vulnerability.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, okay, well, look.
Yes. Yes, and so
Do you
that's
like this?
That's what we take advantage of,
You know?
is this space of vulnerability. I'm gonna show up, you know, when you're just like, I used to look so young, and then all of a sudden going, oh, everybody is like this. How about if I just have fun?
How about if I just have fun?
Yeah.
Because we forget to have fun. We
Yes.
forget to play in the sandbox of life,
Yes,
don't we?
yes.
And so art is helping them get out of here and back into that space where we remember how to play and
Yes.
just be with life, right?
Yes, yes, but it doesn't happen that easily, because first they get in their head and they kind of sabotage it at first a lot of the time. So we're using a lot of neuroscience about them. A lot of women don't even know how to make a choice of what they like, because they've been serving their family and they've been doing what everybody else likes.
Right.
So I'm teaching them to make choices, and just basic choices. What color scheme do you want? Things like that. So they make a choice and then they act on the choice. And then let's see, I have the whole process. Then they feel a shift because they made the choice. They feel courageous, like, oh my gosh, I just made a choice.
Yeah,
And
empowered.
then they realize they didn't die. They're safe.
Yeah.
And then they get a dopamine hit. And then they want to do it again. And so that's really the whole process we're taking everybody through.
And I get dopamine hits this week. That is
Oh,
fantastic.
one after another.
One after another.
Yes,
So it's going to
yes.
feel really good.
So good. Yeah, I try
Yeah.
to incorporate all the senses, make it a really full body central experience. You know, we dance, we eat things, we listen to things, we taste things. We're going to do some smelly things. What is that called? Aromatherapy stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
that
to
smelly
anchor
stuff.
in some yeah, real good smelling. To anchor in some memories so that you can take this experience home.
And now we're stepping into the art room, where Melody Ross will guide us into the heart of this transformative experience. Over the next 5 days, she'll help us journey from those heavier, low vibrational emotions to a place of inner discovery and lighter, self-sourced fulfillment. So let's begin this incredible journey together. We always begin every single day with a sacred circle. And in this beautiful circle, many times we're listening to meditations, many times we're holding hands, and all of the music and meditation is actually created by Melody Ross.
I am remembering that healing begins with a decision. A single steady yes whispered into the dark. I am remembering that where I place my focus, my life follows. I can choose to keep staring at what's broken, or I can turn my gaze toward what is still beautiful and true. This is my quiet rebellion, to meet the noise of the world with peace, to meet the cruelty of the world with creation, to to meet the despair of the world with devotion to life itself. I am becoming what I wish the world would be. A place of gentleness. A sanctuary for truth. A vessel for love to remember its way home.
You're going to notice these really cool affirmation cards that we are putting together. Everything about this retreat is positive, light, filled with expression of what is to come, of what we are, which leads us to the affirmation statements that I'm going to be saying to myself. As things get a little bit stretchy, as things get a little resistant, I'm going to be reminding myself my own personal affirmations. In essence, it says, this time I won't quit on myself. This time I won't give up. This time I will be patient and watch and let things unfold. But let's go and hear from Melody Ross how we get out of that predator and prey cycle that all of us find ourselves in.
So what I got taught was that a large part of our population operates in predator-prey. Before David Hawkins died, he said at least 80% of the population is below 200, is below courage. And so I dug deeper into that, and I added in this predator-prey co-creator part, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about, is just the difference between this, living like this, and living like this, is down here you're sourcing other human beings for what you think you need, because that's what we kind of have been taught, that I have to rely on another person to be happy, that I have to rely on an organization, that I have to rely on a government, that whatever. Like, it's always the they. When are they gonna fix this? When are they? Look what they did to us. Your freedom and your empowerment will not come until you decide that there is no they, but you in your life, okay?
Now we're stepping into the hands-on part of our transformative art experience. Everyone has got their chosen portrait, and we've sized it to fit on an 11 by 14 canvas. For those that want a lighter background or just want to really emphasize that lighter area of their portrait, there's a bit of white paint going on. So now we're going to apply a thick layer of Mod Podge and place the image down so it can transfer onto the canvas. At least that is the hope. We're going to see what the final reveal is tomorrow. Now it's the morning, and Melody's going to show us how to reveal our portrait. You can see that she's taking a bit of water and getting it a little wet, and then we're using either a tool or our fingers to gently get that paper to come off, but keep the image on the canvas.
You find a spot where you could just peel, you can do that.
That's so gratifying.
Yes, very. Yes. Yeah, just pull it off. It'll just, you'll see, all the paper's gonna dissolve in it.
You guys, this part is hard. This part is really hard for myself. And I was watching Janine, and it was hard for her too, because the heat was so intense that week that the Mod Podge dried before we could even put the image on. And there are huge chunks of the portrait that are not adhering to the canvas. It's leaving big holes and blanks. It's totally reiterating all my insecurities about not being an artist. And yet I keep seeing in my mind, this time I'm not quitting on myself. This time I'm going to be patient and allow this portrait to evolve. But I'm just really not so sure at this point. The final step is allowing it to just become the transformational art piece that it was always meant to be. It's that last stage that Melody says, really the image, the experience just completely unfolds, kind of like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon like we saw at the very beginning. And so I can't believe that this image that I made looks like she's coming out of marble, going into the light. She's going out of the dark. Maybe it's like even mud. Janine's image. Beautiful, with this incredible crown with rhinestones. And she loves turquoise, and all of the colors reflect her getting out of that stuck and stagnant place and getting into living in her most vibrant form. I can't believe how these portraits actually are depicting what we are living right now. It's time to find out what Janine feels about this last 5 days, how it has shaped her life and how it has changed her, and perhaps even allowed herself to reach that goal of getting out of that stagnant place in her life.
Well, I was really, when I was scraping the painting and all of the paper was coming off the actual painting, I was getting really frustrated and I felt like giving up, but I had written myself on a card that I wouldn't give up. And so that writing those things before we did the painting was very profound for me, because I tend to negative self-talk, and it was very positive, especially not giving up on myself. I think I said I won't quit on you, and I'm gonna put that in my self-talk now. Like, I came back to Janine. I just relearned a lot about myself, and it was just very reminding everything is going to be okay. When I saw the final version of my portrait, I felt really proud and satisfied with what I did. It 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 told the story of being here at this retreat, how I had kind of like faded away, and then there was the frustration of all the picture coming off while I was scraping it, trying to do the transfer, and it's just a full circle. I put like a sparkly wash on it, and I feel like I got my sparkle back by doing that, and put her a crystal crown, and I just am coming out at peace, and that was my word actually for the retreat, was peace. And I would definitely say I gained peace.
It's now Melody's turn to share with us her thoughts of the last 5 days.
If you notice, but we went up. We went up from feelings of shame or of non-belonging or fear of being seen or fear of even seeing ourselves, up to just kind of like, okay, I think I can do this. I actually like this, and then all of a sudden up to like, oh my gosh, I think I see myself. And then, oh my gosh, I think I love myself. And then, oh my gosh, I think I could love myself even more. Like it goes, but you got to start down where everybody is. And that's one of the biggest things I've learned doing this over the last 20 years with literally thousands of people, is you have to meet people where they are, not where you want them to be. And it's like, that's all the strips of words I gave you guys are some I created before the retreat, even though I have, 60 courses where I could pull them from. I pulled them from everybody's answers from their assessment so that they would be deeply personal. That's why people were like, how does she know exactly how I feel? Because you told me, so I have to go back to where they are and then think about where they want to end up. And it's a step-by-step process, because I think so many people right now are so completely exhausted. They don't even know how exhausted they are. They're exhausted on a soul level, where they're just like, it takes everything for me to just breathe and eat and get myself dressed and go to work and take care of. They're not thinking about creating. And that's really what we're here for, is to create. So people come to this retreat and they are at their last drop of hope. Maybe it was their last drop of hope that got them here. And every single time they make a choice to be open to the possibility of something beautiful for their life, it's a little bit, it's like watering a plant that's wilted. Just comes back a little bit, a little bit, a little bit,
And now it's time for the big reveal. Look at how everyone is beaming with pride with their own beautiful creation. And as we come to a close, Just take a deep breath and feel that sense of gratitude. We've all stepped into something truly transformative here. We're leaving this experience a little more whole, a little more connected to ourselves and to our own creative spirit. And this girl may even entertain the idea that she is truly an artist. Whether art was familiar or brand new, we've discovered that we are truly creators, all of us. And for that and for this journey, we are so grateful. If you're interested in joining one of Melody Ross's retreats, exploring her meditations, or diving into her beautiful music from the comfort of your own home, just head over to melodyfreebird.com. There you'll find everything you need to know about her events, her online offerings, and links to her meditations on Spotify and iTunes. And of course, all the links are in the show notes below as well. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us on this beautiful journey through art healing this week. We hope it's touched your heart just as well as it's touched ours. We'll see you next week.